Hi, my name is Timothy Klein and I'm from Newport Beach, California. I was originally raised on the East Coast and I was raised Catholic, like, Catholicism, East Coast, Santa Claus with a whip style, and I felt like my whole life that, there was this Catholic God that was legitimately chasing me down. And like, if I didn't do good things, that, I was going to get punished for it. I didn't have a lot of direction growing up from a family. I didn't have a lot of love and support or, hey, you should do this. I was just on my own pretty much my whole life. So as I got into my 20s, I was lost. I was lost for a long time, really, just doing random things with random people. I had zero connection with any kind of power greater than myself, with any God or anything. I was just on my own and I was alone in this world, and I felt that. So it took like all those years of like steady suffering every day, a little more, a little more. That's what woke me up. It was a couple of days, but years of like steadiness, uneasiness, not feeling comfortable in my skin, all those things. So I know that there was one trigger though, and that was losing a girlfriend that like was really, really close to me. And that crushed my world, and it was from drugs and alcohol. And since I was drinking and partying at the time, it had a major effect on me, like major effect, to where I knew that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to live that life anymore at all, But I just, like, I couldn't change. I had no reason to change at that time, I'm in my 20s, I had zero direction. Like, I didn't even know what to change into. After this happened, I started doing everything I could to find my own way. And I was reading, I was going to Buddhist monasteries, meditation gardens, questioning every belief I ever had. Everything changed at that point though for my life, I became more creative. I'll tell you, the meditation really helped with my creativity. I got into the film arts. I started doing lighting and cinematography and editing, and it's blossomed into like an amazing career and a passion that I love. So going from the idea that spirituality is like an isolated event, or is a personal practice, to actually realizing that there's other people out there just like me, that believe the same thing, that practice the kindness and compassion and the love, was just dumbfounding. Like, my mind was blown the first time I came to Soul Center, and it was like it legitimately was almost like a dream. About a year ago, I legit went through like a dark night of the soul, and it was bad. And it got really bad. It got really bad for me, and I'm not a person to reach out. I'm not going to pick up a phone and call and ask for help. And I did. And I picked up the phone and I called the leaders at Soul Center, and they were there for me. And I got to tell you, it was gnarly as what I was going through. Like, it really was. And they were like the only people that were there, and it was nuts. They dropped everything they were doing to help me, And through that, like, I've learned to accept love, and that was like the biggest thing. Yeah, I learned to accept love. I learned to accept friendship, and that honestly, that I wasn't alone on this planet, and I thought that like my whole life. I didn't have any, I had connection with people, but I didn't know that I wasn't alone, and there's a big difference. So I did energy work with Reverend Keith during my dark night of the soul. And I actually can say that was the turning point of getting out of it. Because everything since then, I saw kind of go up, and I could feel it every day, things getting better and better. And not just around me, but inside of me. And I think that had a profound effect. And he was just absolutely amazing. And since then, my life has been a lot different. I mean, things have changed dramatically, and it's, not just Soul Center and not just the people involved, but my spiritual practice, what I do, the classes I take, it's just my whole community around me is different now. I wake up every Sunday early, and I go to Soul Center, and I gotta tell you, it's the best day of my week. And I film, and and I do digital media stuff, but also I'm involved in the community, and the people, and it's amazing how everyone lifts each other up. It's absolutely crazy. My biggest takeaway from being a part of the Soul Center community is learning how to accept love, and learning how to love myself. And those two things are the most profound change that I've experienced in my life thus far.